and welcome to another episode of Ljubljana Talks, recorded live at IBTM 2024 here in Barcelona. And with Goras today, we start off with György Tatár from HotelPremio Group from Hungary. And there's so much we can talk about that I don't know where this conversation is going to go, but tell us a little bit about everything that HotelPremio do.
Hello and welcome to the show. Thank you very much for inviting me. What we are doing now was not the plan at all. That originally, this is not what we wanted to do. Actually, I started as an OTA to become the Hungarian Booking.com under the brand Budapest Hotel Reservation. It was end of 2003. And the goal was, to be one of the best CEO person in the world in order to make our website on the top position on the search engines, which succeeded. I worked 362 days in 2004. And finally, it was a Sunday on the 6th of February in 2005, it became a hit because there was a Google change in the algorithm. And I went to the office on Sunday and I saw booming reservations like crazy. And it was like in a movie. And I realized, and the phone was ringing, I said, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to handle it. So I had to hire people and so on. So that was the start. And we became market leader in Hungary. And okay, to cut it short, I created a new brand because we wanted to focus on corporates as well. And we wanted to be the corporate booking engine or provider for the Hungarian market. And I started to, make phone calls proactively, like cold calls. And then one company came, two companies came, and so on. And we are at 2,400 partners at the moment in Hungary. And they started to ask us if in 2010, if we are able to do them meetings as well. And we said, of course, lay back. But we didn't know anything about meetings because actually I'm coming from the hotel industry. But at that time, now it's different. Last year we made in Hungary 1,184 events. So this is a bit different.
Well, tell us more about Hungary as a MICE destination. It's not just Budapest, but it's more actually. I know some places which are beautiful. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, well, actually, if we are talking about international event business or MICE business, that focuses still on Budapest because of the services. But we have a lake called Balaton. We call it the Hungarian Sea, but it has nothing to do with sea, and you know it. But we are trying, and Balaton comes up very heavily in this segment as well. And we have now good hotels, good venues, restaurants, and that is coming more and more as part of the international MICE business as for the service providers, because we are talking about 1.5 hours. Drive from Budapest. That is coming up, fortunately. So we are quite happy. And what the other reason we are happy, that HotelPremio Group already has 2 hotels in Balaton. So we are a hotel service provider as well. But it's a new leg, or it's one of our leg at the moment.
If we compare Budapest with Vienna or Prague, what would you say? Where is Budapest now actually in comparison with these competitors you have actually?
Yes, Budapest, I believe that it's not in the position it should be. And there are reasons for that. There are political reasons, I don't want to go into it, but there is a reason definitely as to, if you check, our RevPAR is below these destinations very, very much, despite of the fact that we have, and you experience it, I think, personally, that we have excellent venues and definitely good hotels. And I'm talking about 5-star, really, really good business hotels and normal. These hotels are focusing on leisure as well. So we are there. We have to, and this is what they are doing, we have to rebrand the destination. I'm talking about Hungary and I'm talking about Budapest. Visit Hungary, they just rebranded it, I believe, 2 months ago, and there is a focus on there is a renewed focus on the MICE segment as well, because we would like to achieve the goals of Prague and Vienna as well. Vienna is quite far, but hopefully we will be able to achieve Prague. But the city as a MICE destination, I believe it's beautiful.
Everybody in the region looks up to Vienna, I guess.
Yes.
Budapest has gone through a transformation. I've been to Budapest several times through the years, and I see how different it became. And a year ago, we had Zsuzsa sitting here at IBTM. She was the director of the tourist board at that time, and she was already telling us certain really, really fantastic numbers, results, also strategic focus on China and all that. And there was a question that I would like to ask you about. So we know that Budapest is like really, really progressive, really developing. It has a great product. What's happening in other parts of Hungary?
That's an excellent question. We have to do. I mean, now they are trying to focus on Balaton region, and there is another region which is actually a wine region called Tokaj. Maybe you heard about it. There is a very famous wine. They are trying to focus as well on that region. There are excellent and outstanding investments, and venues are growing up from the ground, but it's a quiet long distance from Budapest, and it's not really easily reachable, accessible as Balaton is. But at the moment, if we are talking about a brand, what is the best sellable on the international market is definitely Budapest. We are trying to change that, but it has to go on a very strict strategic way, which at the moment we see that there is a way already what they are trying to focus, and the next step will be definitely Balaton. It offers so much, I cannot really tell you, really.
So Budapest and then Balaton. So you are strategically already prepared for that with your
I
hotels.
believe so. Yes, it's true.
So, could you tell us a little bit more about how you see the future development? So, we always say that Europe is actually first. And do you see Europe being still first in the MICE business?
Yes, because it's a much easily, it's very easily reachable. But now Hungary got back the Budapest airport, and there is a very strict plan that they are going to focus on long-haul destinations as well, so that we will definitely, I mean, what we read, definitely will have direct flights, several flights to Budapest from the USA, so that market can go. We are focusing on the Asian market, especially on the Chinese, but not only the Chinese, but these markets are, I have to tell you, they combine Budapest with our competitors as well. But I believe that the true or the best way to look at it is not to tell that Vienna or Prague is a competitor, but we would like to, I believe we have to focus on the market that we are a package. So we have to work together, because that is the way. I'm talking about the far Asian or the US market. As to Europe, we are focusing. We created a 6-hour range around Budapest, and this is where the focus is. It's very easy, and the numbers there are very much growing. But there are countries who are not really proactive in these segments for the Hungarian market, and there are countries who are very much, and I have to underline, Slovenia is doing an outstanding proactive job in this field. Croatia as well, by the way, on the Hungarian market.
Interesting. Well, you hosted quite a lot of mega events in Hungary in last few years, actually. The last one was, of course, European presidency a few days ago.
Yes.
There was a big meeting in Budapest. But is it possible that Budapest will finally host the Olympics?
Actually,
that's the idea, which is always there. I think so.
Yes, but there is always a discussion. Now it raised up. There was a voting for the Hungarians several years ago, and the Hungarians said no. But there is this question came up again, and as far as I know, we are going to try to go for it in the end of 20, beginning of the 30s maybe, but there has to be a lot of development to be done in the future for sure. But we will never give it up, as I understand.
But it's a beautiful goal because it can create a difference in the destination.
Definitely, yes.
I mean, we had a conversation yesterday, and it was exactly Budapest came up as a great example of how you adopted a modern way in the convention center where you can flip the room in like half an hour.
Half an hour, yes.
You know, so there's a lot of these great solutions that we can all learn from Budapest and from Hungary. And because you come from an IT background, as you already say, how do you see the new technologies impacting our work in this regard? How do you use them?
Well, if you are asking about AI, I believe, then definitely we cannot avoid that. But this segment, as I understand, we cannot do it without real personnel. And I think the biggest problem to be solved in the near future, and still at the moment, is HR, because we are in our age. We are there and we love it. The question is, how can we attract the people in their 20s and make them really trying to work apart from IT technologies? But I believe that only to try to focus on IT, you cannot solve it because the manpower has to be there. Otherwise, it's not the same experience. This is what we see it, and I don't want to be old school, but this is at the moment how we see it. You have to combine it.
Okay. So would you be using AI, let's say, in your online systems, or are you?
Actually, we are using, and we had an event 2 months ago when the entire visibility actually we created the way that event would look like with an AI. So there are tools if you prompt it well, but there are tools who definitely help, but without personal knowledge, without people being there, I don't think so that it, I mean, a lot of people are fearing that or saying that it will change us. I don't see how. Or, okay, there are types of events where, okay, you understand, but without manpower, I don't see that. But we have to be open and we have to use it, and I believe that a lot of big players are using that already. We did it already.
Well, if you look around, there are quite a lot of destinations competing here in the trade show. Which destination impressed you during the IBTM? Can you share some thoughts about it?
Honestly,
yeah,
I don't know the way compared to the size, and it's not because I'm sitting with you, but what impresses us with my partner Robert in the company, Slovenia. The what you achieved compared to your size is, I believe, outstanding, and it's a role model for Hungary as well. So this is okay, and the other one is Iceland as well, because and it is a fascinating destination, and you are as well. And the way you provide it, and being sustainable, and the level of service you provide is a goal what Hungary has to achieve, and we are not there yet, unfortunately, but we are trying.
So how high is the sustainability on the agenda of partners in Hungary? What can you say about that?
There are a lot of things to do.
Okay.
We are not advanced there, unfortunately. It would be nice that I would be able to tell you, yes, we are, but unfortunately, we have a lot of things to do. 3 months ago, we had an event where everything was made of paper, and the client was very happy that they are very sustainable, but I think it's much more than that. It is coming it definitely. Why? Even if the Hungarians don't want, since in the international market it's a growing focus, we have to change that. So in Hungary, but we are not advanced at all. But there are good. Even the new Hung Expo was made via this way of creating the venue. So, but we are on a good way. For example, Slovenia, I believe it's much more advanced than we are.
But we're going to be all pushed in the new legislation
Exactly.
and the European legislation, SRS,
Yes.
all that is kind of pushing us in that direction. When we are talking about events in Hungary, there's some really spectacular events, big events, as Gorazd already mentioned, that you have and you host. How do you see the support within the partners in Hungary? Do you work well with the others, and how strong is the support of the institutions to bring international events to Budapest?
So far, the focus, apart from this political issue, so far, if you check, we were talking about a lot of events related with sports. But we have to focus on association and corporates as well, and we don't have really big venue for that. So that, I'm talking about Budapest and countryside definitely. So we have to create that venue or venues to be at least to try to be a big player on that field. But apart from that, I mean, the professional people, we are trying to help each other. The Hungarians are quite okay with that, but on the international market, we have to develop this kind of venue. Otherwise, we will. I believe that we will lose.
Because hotels are close to you, and
Yeah.
I think the hotel product of Hungary like no one else. What is the upcoming thing? What's the new development? What excites you?
Well, there will be new hotels. We are, well, at Budapest is focusing at the moment on the 5-star segment, or it tries to reach the luxury segment. As I'm talking about hotels, but if we would like to achieve the luxury segment, then other service providers have to invest as well. Apart from shopping, we would like to achieve, because St. Regis is going to open. There is a new autograph collection called Dorothea. W opened its gate. So there are good brands, and there is a famous hotel in Budapest called Hotel Gellért, which is going to be a Mandarin Oriental, which is going to focus on the Asian luxury segment. Mm-hmm. Beautiful building, but I'm talking about hotels, but what about restaurants? What about other possibilities, what these kind of people would like to do? This is, again, a thing but where we have to develop and put money in it.
So it's an opportunity.
It's an opportunity, no doubt.
Is there one big challenge which industry must solve together? What would you say about that?
Big challenge?
Yeah.
HR.
Yeah.
I believe that's the biggest, I mean, we can talk about anything else. HR is a big challenge. What I experience, people in their 20s, and I'm talking about hotel industry, MICE agencies, even tourism offices. If we are talking about challenges with money, you cannot. It's not enough for them. And I'm not talking about figures. You have to provide them experiences. You have to make them additional incentives in order to make them love it. And this is, I believe, one of our challenge.
I think it's a very big problem, not just for Hungary, but all of Europe. We know that Europe is getting older.
Yeah.
At the ICA Congress in Abu Dhabi, we heard the Middle East is developing. The difference, of course, being that their average age of the citizens is just over 20, and we are talking about, in Slovenia, 42 is the average age of a man, so double that age. So their projects are much more future-oriented than what we are doing in many times.
That's true.
But I think that could be a completely different Ljubljana talk, and because our time is running out, I would like to finish up with a couple of quick-fire questions. So you can answer them quickly, or you can develop. But there's a little bit of let's say, open space to do that. So, the sea or Balaton?
Well, I have to from this chair. I have to tell Balaton.
Okay.
Okay, there. I mean, it depends, but yeah, we operate or we own 2 hotels in Balaton. It's an outstanding destination, and the water there is not salted, so it's a different experience. So I would say Balaton.
A huge provocation.
Oh my God.
IBTM or Conventa?
Conventa. I'm sitting here. What can I say?
What can you say then? Definitely. Yeah. Beer or wine?
Wine.
Wine.
Apple or pineapple?
Apple. Oh, it's so healthy. I mean, there is a gastronomic revolution in Hungary because a lot of, I don't have to tell you, stress is there in our daily lives, and it turned out that apple and these raw fruits and vegetables definitely help our health if you eat more than half a kilo per day. So, and apple is one of it. So I would like to recommend to everyone who watches, eat apple at least half kilo a day, please.
George, thanks for this great conversation. It was amazing. We'll definitely meet each other soon at Conventa.
Yes.
And stay tuned. We are coming back in a few minutes.